Hi, welcome back. So in previous tutorial we created this project Hibernate Save Entity, in which we created this entity class employee and we provided the code for employee.hbm.xml, where we have given how the employee is to be mapped to the EMP details table. So we had given over there that class employee has to be mapped in this table EMP details, and then we provided the mapping for the different columns. Now we use this file because we are not using annotations while creating our entity employee. So therefore this hbm.xml file is required for it. Now we need to make certain changes in our hibernate.cfg.xml file, and the changes required here are that along with these properties which we have given to establish connection with our database, we need to give few more properties. So the first property that we are going to give over here is hibernate dot hbm to ddl dot auto property, and for this property we are going to give the value create. This property tells the Hibernate to always create the table whenever the query will be fired. Now here we can give different values. Rather than create, we can give update as well, but we will discuss those different values in detail in subsequent tutorials. So for now we have given create. So whenever we will fire a query, then in that case even if the table exists already, then the table will be dropped first and then it will be created. And the next property that we are going to give is hibernate dot show SQL, show underscore SQL, and we will set this property to true. Now we are giving this property because we want SQL code which will be executed, that should be shown on our console. So whatever queries Hibernate is going to fire in SQL, that will be displayed on our console. And we can give one more property if we want the SQL statements to be displayed in formatted manner. So for that we will give here format under SQL, format under SQL underscore SQL, sorry. So that again we have given true, and the other properties will be like that only. And the next tag that we have to give over here is the mapping tag, in which we will give the attribute resource, and here we will give the name of our hbm.xml file. So here we will give employee.hbm.xml file. So these all changes were required in our hibernate.cfg.xml file. Now we can put our code for our client class. So we will create a new class, and here we will give the name as test again, and let the name of the package be com.tutorials.client, and we need main method. So we will select this checkbox and click on finish. Now here we have to put the code to first get the session, and then we can begin the transaction using the session object, and then we can save the employee object. So for that we are going to write a method which will return the employee object, and we are going to write that method as static, and then the return type of this method has to be employee. So let the name of the method be get employee. Here we will create an instance of employee and return that instance, equals new employee. We need to import this class as it is in another package. So we will import this class, and then we can call the setter methods to set the different fields of employee class. So here we will call first set ID, and we will set it as 111. Similarly, we will call e dot set name. To set the name, let the name be Raj. Now we will give e dot set salary and let it be 25,000. And now finally we can return this employee object, which is E. So we will give return E. So we are done with the coding required for get employee method. Now here we need the code to first obtain the session. So what we will do, we will copy it from our previous example. So here we have this code and we will make the changes then. So here we need to obtain this session object first, and then we will make the changes here to save the employee record. Okay, so here what we need to do, we need to first begin the transaction by calling the method begin transaction using the session object. So here we will give session dot begin transaction. Because we are going to make changes to our database, so we need to first give the call to the begin transaction method, and then we can call the get employee method to return an employee object. So here we will declare a reference variable in which we will store the object returned by get employee method. Now we have to store this object in our table. So for that we need to call session dot persist method, and here we need to pass the object. We can use same method as well, but we will discuss the difference between persist and save in subsequent tutorial. After that we need to perform commit so that the changes are saved permanently. So for that we need to give session dot get transaction, and then with that we can call the commit method, and we can give a message on the console that object is saved. Okay, so the code for our client class is ready for execution. We have first created the session object, then we have given the begin transaction to start the transaction, and then we are fetching the object by calling the get employee method, that is it is going to return an employee object that we are storing in our table, and then we are performing the commit. So let's run our this test class. We are getting this exception, could not locate cfg.xml resource. Let's check out. Okay, we have done a mistake over here. These two files should be in this src main resource folder. So we will simply move these files. Okay, so now again let's try to run this code. Now here you can check the output. First, Hibernate is executing drop table because we have used the property value create for HBM to DDL. So even if the table already exists, it will first drop and then it will fire the query to create the table EMP details, and then insert query is getting fired, and then we are getting the message object saved. So now we can go to our MySQL and check whether the record has been inserted or not. So here in MySQL we will fire the query select star from the table name which we had given over there was EMP details. So here you can see that EMP details table has been created with the column names which we had specified, EID, ename and salary, and the object has been stored as a tuple or a record in this table. So this is how we can save an entity or we can persist an entity in Hibernate. In next tutorial, we will see how we can persist an entity using the annotations for entity rather than making use of this employee.hpm.xml file. Thank you for watching this tutorial.